Yeah, it was good, you know. It was my first time on a chat show. And they asked me to do a backflip in a suit which I couldn't really see out of. So I was a little nervous. It's been a while since I've done a flip. But the funny thing is actually as I was running into the studio with the rest of my fellow Spider-Men, I fell over. I literally, like, ate shit. Sorry, Sony. I fell over running into the studio. I'm getting bad looks. I'm being told off. I won't... Sorry. Oh my god, what do I do?
Marker.
Whenever you're ready.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Peter, are you hiding something?
How dare you? I've never been so insulted in my life.
Tom, Peter's not British. He's from New York.
Oh, he is? Oh, alright. Give me a minute. Let me... Okay. And... Probably the most painful thing that happened to me is I actually got punched in the face by accident. The stunt men, what they'll do is before they punch you, they'll vocalize something to let you know that they're about to punch you. And in the Spider-Man suit, you genuinely can't see anything. Like, if I was wearing the suit now, I wouldn't be able to see you. And for some reason, the stunt double just forgot to make the noise. No. So I was just sort of standing there. Oh. And then just took it. And he has this big metal sort of gauntlet on. Oh. And just took a, like, right hand right across the side of the head. And everyone was like, cut. Are you okay? I said, no, I'm not okay. I just got punched in the face. It didn't even make the movie. It's not even in the movie.
Seriously, it wasn't even worth it.
No. And then eventually they sent me the new sides for the third audition, which were as Spider-Man fighting a character called Blue Streak. Is that his name? The one with the rollerblades?
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Is there gonna be a villain with rollerblades?
No, this was like dummy sides. And I was reading them like, so you want me to read Spider-Man's lines, right? They were like, yeah. I was like, so I'm auditioning for Spider-Man. They were like, no, 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 no. We just want you to read Spider-Man's lines.
Sounds like a terrible, nerve-wracking process.
Yeah, I was like,
extremely
well,
confusing.
it's obviously Spider-Man. But there is one scene, I guess Ricky just wasn't there that day, where I went full English. And for some reason, no one picked up on it. And we were watching the movie, like, going through it, like, picking stuff out that we had to change and re-record. And I walk into this, like, sandwich shop. I'm like, hello, mate, you all right? And then he's like, what do you want? I was like, pickles, please, and this and that, and blah, 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 and this, and then, like, I was watching, I was like, you do know I'm speaking, like, with an English accent there? And they were like, really? That's an English accent? I'm like, yes. I said, hello, mate, you all right?
Is she not... What's going on?
I think it's gonna fall off, dude.
Okay.
Come on, Spider-Man. I was scrolling through Instagram and Marvel posted a photo of Spider-Man saying, go to our website and find out who the new Spider-Man is. And you know when you feel like your heart just sort of stops? I was like, oh my god, what do I do? So I opened up the computer, it said my name, and I went nuts, like crazy. This isn't real, this is fake. And then I read it again and was like, this is, holy sh... I didn't swear. I was like, oh my god, this is crazy, this is amazing. And my poor dog was in my bed. Tessa was sleeping in my bed, and I was screaming and shouting, and she was terrified, absolutely terrified. And I ran downstairs, and all my family were there, like, guys, I'm gonna be Spider-Man, I'm gonna be Spider-Man. And my brother Harry, who's kind of savvy, before freaking out, he was like, yeah, dude, they've been hacked. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, they've been hacked. They would ring you.
Tom, I read that you auditioned 7 times, or sent in 7 audition tapes for this movie.
8 times, actually,
8, okay.
yeah.
What did those tapes consist of?
Just backflips. Like,
Okay,
hey, what's up, I'm Tom Holland. Backflip. I should be Spider-Man. Side flip. Watch what I can do. It was just me showing off, really.
See you in Infinity War as well, coming up. So is this like a glorified cameo? Do you get some action in there? I mean, can you say much about sort of how much you get to do in that one?
This is why Marvel is so clever. I can't tell you much because I don't know anything about it.
Have you read the script?
No.
Okay, that's plausible deniability. This is good.
This is what I'm getting at. I am very bad at keeping secrets, especially when it comes to movies. Like, I have 3 people looking at me like now, like, what? Stop talking, dude. So, they didn't let me read the script because I think they know that I'm a bit of a big mouth.
Right.
Which I'm happy about, because if I knew, believe me, I'd want to tell you. Because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But in playing a character like Spider-Man, he is probably the most physical character you could ever play. So every day, I was having to land in poses. The amount of times I pulled my groin on this movie is ridiculous. Yeah. And for me, that was one of my favorite things about the movie, that everyone was taking it seriously, you know? I kind of thought that maybe people would take the piss a little bit and mess around. Sorry. I have strict instructions not to swear, but I'm from England, it's what I do. It's what we do. I should have a beer right now. No, I definitely shouldn't. That scene that Michael's talking about is a scene where Peter Parker's spent, he's done, and I was doing that to sort of tire myself out. I was fully clothed in that scene, Zendaya.
I think the best piece of advice that Michael gave me was about my character, and I, as an actor, was really adamant about trying to ground Peter's powers in reality and make them realistic, and that's exactly what he did for Marissa Tomei has just arrived, and that's what he did.
So as a joke, I suggested to Marvel that I should go to a high school undercover. Right. And it was completely a joke, and Marvel took it completely seriously. I guess they didn't get my British sarcasm.
Yeah, they do that.
And yeah, so the next thing I know, I was like, had a backpack with a pencil case on my way to Bronx School of Science.
Oh, boy.
The best advice I ever received is...
Turn nerves into excitement.
The worst advice I ever received is...
Get a jacuzzi. I just met all your brothers. Bring the boys to Cali.
Have a
Get a medical marijuana license.
There you go.
You got an excuse and go, have some fun, dude.
Oh, I will.
Have some fun for me.
Oh, I will. Go Out and Have Some Fun by Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
basically told me to go crazy.
Oh, that is terrible.
Yeah. And Huggins, who's our key rigger, who's one of the original Spider-Man doubles, did my shackles up one time. That sounds really wrong. And
the name of a spider that can act, dance, and sing.
Tom Holland. Oh, here we go.
How does it feel? Please don't ask me how does it feel to be Spider-Man. So many people have asked me that question too. I don't know why Anthony started doing that, but I just started seeing all these interviews like Tom Holland is.
That's right.
I was like, oh no, what's come out? No.
Tom's an asshole.
All right.
So
he's really funny. We joke around on set with each other all the time. He has this thing that he always goes cut the check whenever he thinks he's done his best take, and that's his way of saying like, let's move it on. And I was doing a scene with him where he had to rugby tackle me, and I shouted out, cut the check, which is like exclusively Anthony's line, and the whole crew were like screaming and shouting and clapping, and Anthony kept trying to tell a joke, but because everyone was screaming so much, he couldn't get it out. So maybe that's where his hatred came from.
What's your biggest inspiration from Spider-Man? What's up, dude? I actually sent this tweet in myself. My biggest inspiration is myself.
How many times did you have to audition for it?
I did 8 auditions in total.
Like a number of months that you were going through it?
Yeah, it was about 5.5 months, the audition process. I'd been auditioning for 6 or 7 months, and it was crazy. 6 or 7 months, 4 months. It wasn't 6 or 7 months. This is exaggerating. That's what I do. I'm an actor. I pretend. I had to smoke a cigar at one point, and the camera was only about...
smoking in this.
A lot of smoking in this one. The camera's about half a foot away from my face. Half a foot, no one says that. But anyway, I was smoking the cigar, and the director really wanted me to keep it in frame, and it was burning my eyes, and he was like, the emotion was so good in that scene. I was like, dude, that was just the smoke messing with my eyes. There was no emotion behind that at all. You know, I think the best advice probably came from my dad, you know. He sat me down and said, son, look, your life is about to change, and people are going to start talking to you differently, and you are ruining my interview.
Brown Recluse.
Brown Recluse or the Black Widow?
it's called Madeira. It's a Brazilian one.
Oh, fantastic, like this
Where
one we
did
have
it
right
go?
here.
This is not the Armadillo, right?
Where did it go?
Oh, it's over there. How does it stick to this surface? I should ask it some tips. I'm like, dude, how do you do that, bro? Actually, no, there's a scene where it's in the trailer where my suit falls off and Jacob is in the room with me, and I did have weights in the room. They were like rolling. I was like, let's go. Don't get ripped. But yeah, no, I just did.
Is that how you work out?
John Hughes.
Oh yeah, movie marathon. I made you guys watch. Do you remember?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was
we watched
Ferris
everything.
Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
Pretty in Pink.
Say anything.
16 Candles.
Yeah. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Did I say that already?
Yeah.
I've done so many interviews.
And then we watched My Cousin Vinny.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah, we watched My
We
Cousin
watched My Cousin Vinny.
We watched My Cousin
But that
Vinny
wasn't
as well, too.
because of you.
And then, Ferris Bueller's Day
Did you
Off.
tell me?
John gave us a list of, I think it was 10 movies that we were supposed to watch. We only watched 2, but
The funny thing is that process of like waiting for Civil War to come out, the Spider-Man card didn't really work yet because you can't be like, oh, I'm Spider-Man. I'm like, no, you're not. Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. But now that movie's come out, my Spider-Man card is in full effect.
No, I actually had Tinder for a while, and I think at the time you could only use Facebook pictures.
Right, okay,
and
yeah.
I never used my Facebook, right? So the only pictures of me from Facebook are when I'm like 12, right? So, and I used like 6 pictures from my Facebook, obviously forgot about my profile, and was liking all these people. I'm like, why is no one liking me? And it looks like some like 12-year-olds made up his own account as a 20-year-old, you know? So I was not successful.
You know
on
where you...
Tinder.
on a sort of educational level, I don't really have one, if I'm honest. I don't really miss going to school. Probably Einstein. Guy's a genius. I don't know why I said that.
Oh. Get off. Go with the extra bit. There you go.
That's it.
Oh. Okay,
I've
guys,
overcome a fear now. I feel good about spiders.
Okay, we're not today.
I think I need some water. Feeling a little faint, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, my gymnastics background was the most helpful thing. But the funny thing is the director got too excited at times. It was like, Tom, can you climb up that wall and then do a double backflip off here onto there? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not an Olympian. Like, I have a basic gymnastics background. If I could star in any remake of any movie, what would it be? Right now, I'm going to start my campaign for me to be the new James Bond. I would like to be James Bond one day. Let's say 10 years' time. Let's make it happen, Sony. Let's go. And it was a lot of fun. I had sideburns. I had to smoke cigarettes. It's funny, so on day one, the director's like, I need you to smoke cigarettes. Can you smoke cigarettes? I was like, yeah, I can smoke a cigarette. Give it here, give it here. And they gave me one of those old school, like, World War II cigarettes. Which are super fat with no filter in them. So I lit the cigarette on camera for the first time with Benedict.
Great.
First time I'd done anything with him either. I was like, sorry. It was so embarrassing. There was a few things that I couldn't do. There was like some time where they dangled my poor stunt double under a helicopter and dunked him in a lake. Damn it. This is live, isn't it? Damn. So at one point, Spider-Man ends up in a lake. But I'm gonna get in so much trouble now. Oh no!